So what you're still doing? Life is difficult. I mean, wasn't there something like, don't worry, be happy? Huh? No? You like to worry, yeah? You like to make yourself unhappy, yeah? I mean, you're responsible for it, yeah? Don't think, yeah? Don't memorize, yeah? And then you're happy. How can you not be happy, yeah? I mean, just the thought of, this future, yeah? Just think about something, yeah? I mean, when you do the washing up of your dishes, you already think what you want to do next, and what you want to do next, yeah? And next, and then I need to do this, and then I mean, how can you not go crazy? Yeah? When you wash the dishes, just wash the dishes, yeah? Don't think about the next step, yeah? When you finish washing the dishes, do the next thing, yeah? Then clean up the table or whatever is left, or put the things back in the fridge, yeah? You're always 5 steps ahead, yeah? No wonder that you constantly stumble across yourself, yeah? No? Stop, yeah? Do, whenever you do something, do it until you're finished, and then think about, yeah? And automatically the next thing comes up. Yeah? And if nothing comes up, then sit for meditation. Yeah? Don't make something, appear, yeah? Do you want to know how my master, trained one of his monks, to see the difference between mindfulness and awareness? He told him, after the meal, he told him, sit there, sit in the sala, that's the main building, and tell me, tomorrow you tell me how many people came there. So this monk sat, all day long, at the sala, counting all the people, who come here. And then the next day, the master asked him, so, how many were women, how many were men? He was so mindful, counting all the people, forgot about, yeah? That is mindfulness, concentrating on one thing. And then, okay, the monk said again, counting all the women, counting all the men, and the next day, how many cars did they come in? And the next day, then he counted all the cars that come in, and the next day, what kind of colors had the cars, yeah? You understand now the difference between awareness and mindfulness? Mindfulness concentrates on one thing and blends out all the other things. Awareness is aware of all the things. That was the way how he trained this one monk, yeah? It was special, yeah. Why are we still so unhappy, huh? It's up to you, If you don't worry, how can you not be happy? Yeah? Still some latecomer? It's your right to be happy. Huh? And it's you who make yourself unhappy. Letting all these thoughts, letting all this garbage. Yeah? I mean, you start in the morning reading all these crap, reading all these newspapers, watching all these news on TV, all these things have to be digested. Whatever ask yourself, has it ever helped you, to be aware of what is going on in France or what is going on in America or in Iraq or Iran? It doesn't, affect you here. So why putting all this crap in? Because in the meditation you have to all put it out again, yeah? Because it still comes, yeah? No? When you do meditation, when you read the news or when you scan through some magazines, that you read somewhere, when you do meditation, it will come up. So you have to get rid of it. So don't put it in, then you don't have to get rid of it. Yeah? The less you put in, the less you have to get rid of it. Yeah? Understand that? Huh? If there's something that you need to know, of course there is something you need to know about your work. Yeah? But that is very little, and it certainly doesn't, is not mentioned in the newspapers. I mean, Lumpur himself, felt so relieved. I mean, it's 3 years before I left, all the newspapers out, TV set, throw it out. Then you had more time, and more space. No magazines, nothing like that. Yeah? Why putting all this crap in you? Yeah? I mean, make your life easy. It is tough already. Yeah. Make it easier. Make it easier on you. Yeah. And the way you can make it easy, when you do one task, stay with this one task. Yeah. Huh? When you clean the house, stay with it. Yeah. It's difficult, I know. I try to train my monks doing this, but even, even just some small tasks, yeah, they cannot stay there, but really think, what do I have to do next, yeah? Now, what do I have to do next? And then, while you think what I have to do next, you forget half of it, huh? And being upatag, being attendant to the abbot, it is a very trainative task. Yeah, I mean, you have to have really sati. You know what is going on. Yeah? And you notice instantly. When I come into my room, instantly where his mind went off. Yeah? Huh? It's training sati. Yeah. I mean, if you have sati, you don't forget anything. Yeah, you just need to look. And then you see exactly what needs to be done. Why to think about it? Because we know our memory is not perfect. Yeah? Why to think about what we have to do? Constantly think about what we have to do. Yeah? I mean, just have a look, and then you see that is dirty, that needs to be cleaned. Yeah? And other things don't need to be cleaned because they're not dirty. It's just like, on the football field, constantly listening to the commentator who tells us what to do, what to think, what to like. Yeah? Huh? Instead of opening our own eyes. Yeah? I mean, how can we not see what is wrong? Huh? No? Don't trust your own eyes? Well, you better get some new ones. I mean, that is the essence. That is the essence of practicing awareness, being aware. Yeah? You just stand still, not thinking, you be with the Buddha or with the breath, and then stand in your living room, and then you look what needs to be done. And then you know what needs to be done. How can you not know? Yeah? I mean, the mind is so fast, yeah? I mean, it assesses, everything. Yeah? Try it out, yeah? It won't work the first time, but over time it will work. Yeah? And then you don't have to pressure yourself. Yeah? All these things. After cleaning, I have to go shopping, then I have to do this, then I have to cook, then I look after this, yeah? Then I still have to read this newspaper or this book or whatever, yeah? It's the pressure you build within yourself, yeah? No? You're free of stress. No? When I look at the faces there, yeah? You're not free of stress. And the stress is that you build up yourself, yeah? You got it now? Huh? You understand it? By thinking ahead of the time. Yeah? It's just like somebody, stands there and already thinks what he's going to do when he's over there. Maybe he never reaches there. It's like we think, what we are going to do in 10 years. Yeah? Maybe we die tomorrow. Huh? Planning. And it's one of our big features. Yeah? And what do we plan? We plan for a nicer future. Yeah? And when you remember all your plans, did this nicer future happen? Or was it always the same thing? Yeah? No. The kilesa is promising us, if you do this, it will get better, if you do that, it will get better, and it never gets better. Because they lie to us. They fool us. Not noticed yet? I mean, even if you ask them, I did it just exactly how you told me to do, why I'm not happy. You say, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, you should have done this like this, you can't even follow it up. They always know, some excuses. Just, don't believe them anymore. I mean, if you have a friend who constantly tells you lies, do you still believe him? No. Yeah? No. Nobody believes somebody, who we know that lies to us. But we still believe our kilesas who lie to us for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, because we think that it's us, It's not us, There are three principles, Listen carefully. There are three principles that govern the universe. One of the principles is anicca. Whatever arises ceases. That is one principle. I mean, we see it with the flowers, we see it with the trees, we can even see it with the houses, they fall apart. We build them, they fall apart. With the cars, we buy them new and they fall apart. Anicca. It's all anicca. We can see it with our feelings. The feelings arise and cease. A fleeting moment. We see it with our thoughts, we see it with the memories. Everything arises and ceases. That is one of the principles. The other principle is, whatever arises and ceases is not me. Have you ever asked yourself, who sees? Who is aware of the thought that comes into the mind? Isn't that something? No? Who knows that there's a thought? Have you ever asked this? Have you ever tried to ask the thought, do you know you're a thought? Try it. The thought doesn't know it's a thought. The thought is a phenomena. And who is aware of this phenomena? Never thought about it. No? There's something inside that knows a thought has arisen, this kind of thought, it's a negative thought, it's a thought of worry, it's a thought of fear, it's a thought of this. Somebody knows that. Isn't that closer to us than something that is passing by? No? Not get it? Not understood? Not yet? I mean, you did meditation today. Didn't you see it? That you know if the mind is off? And who is pulling it back? Who knows that the mind is out? Who knows that the mind is not with the Buddha? So who is that? I mean, that is closer to the heart. That is where the heart is. That's how we get the connection to the knowingness that knows that a phenomena arises, that knows that there is a thought, that knows that there is a feeling, that knows that there is, even knows that there is a body or bodily feeling. When we close our eyes, we can feel the body through our bodily feelings. But the knowing nature, the subject, is not the object. Ever notice that? Did you learn in school? Subject, object? There's a subject and there's an object. The subject does something with the object. And the object is normally, is something like a phenomena. It just arises and ceases, goes, passes away. But the subject normally stays on. And that is the knowingness. If you understand that today, and if you remind yourself every day of this, that there is actually something within our heart that knows all these things and has nothing to do with these things and cannot change these things. Yeah? Just like, when you're in the middle of Singapore, you can't change, who's passing you by. Or try to do it. You will have a hard time. Yeah? But we know that somebody is passing by. Yeah? We know that there's a person passing by that we like, and we know that there's a person passing by we don't like, and we know that there are persons passing by we are neutral about. Yeah? So is it with the feelings? Yeah? They are coming, along, passing by, and we know it. Yeah? No, not yet. Not understood yet. Huh? Remember this. That's why I said, open your ears. Yeah? Remember this. Yeah? Make it always clear, once a day at least. Yeah? There's something that knows. Yeah? And if there is something that is stable, if there is something that has never changed, it's that knowingness. Yeah? So why do we associate, why do we identify with all the things that are changing, that bring nothing than dukkha, dissatisfaction? We attach with the unpleasant feelings that we don't want to have. We attach to the pleasant feelings that go away. Yeah? Instead of staying with the knowingness that just knows these things. Yeah? They come and go. Yeah? That is the principle of anatta. Yeah? There is something. Yeah? Just like I said, rule of thumb. Whenever something touches the mind, when it's a feeling, there's a feeling. Yeah? You can say there's an unpleasant feeling or there's a feeling of fear. Yeah? But don't say, I am afraid. Yeah? Just say there is, just put it out as object, and your object you can watch. Yeah? You can observe. And you can observe what is happening to this object. Yeah? No? It's difficult. Yeah? We like to go our trodden paths. Yeah? We just, we programmed, for 15 years we programmed this body, just let it run, yeah? Huh? And we thought, we are asleep, yeah? It runs because we programmed it, yeah? It's better than modern AI, yeah? Modern artificial intelligence, much better, yeah? Much cleverer, yeah? We love it, just let it, in our thoughts we are somewhere else, while the body goes shopping, yeah? Huh? Yeah, no? And while the body goes to work, we are somewhere else, we are already in the weekend, or we are next year, what we are going to plan next year, yeah? No? Huh? So that means we don't even realize what is going on right now at this very moment because, our mind is already somewhere else, yeah? Just like I said with the basic things, and doing your housework, yeah? Even when we do our work, yeah? When we are in the work, we already think about the next thing, yeah? At the moment we check this, and already our mind is, what do I have to do next? What do I have to do next? And then it becomes, so much things, and you don't want to do it. Huh? Instead of doing one thing at a time, when this is finished, you go ahead and do the next thing. Then there's no pressure. Huh? Basic recipe for happiness, yeah? But of course, it needs a lot of work. Yeah? It needs a lot of attention, yeah? You constantly have to train yourself, not to go off in the mind, yeah? Not to let the mind stray away, yeah? Do it and you will be happy, yeah? Face lights up. Huh? If we don't worry about the future, the future will come, yeah? No matter what you do, it will come, yeah? And the past has gone. So why do we worry about something that has already gone and cannot be changed? How often do we worry about the past? It cannot be changed. The words that you have said, cannot be taken back. Realize that. The deeds that you have done cannot be taken back. So don't worry about the past, accept, whatever I've done wrong, that's okay. I will get the fruits of it. Whatever I've done good, I will get the fruits of it. And that's it. And then go to the present moment. What is happening right now? Because there where you do the good or bad karma, you don't do it in the future, you do it right now. Because that's the only moment where we can act. This present, one present moment. But when we are always with our mind 5 steps ahead, we don't know what we are doing. No? But it's so hard. I want to sleep. It is just like sitting in these modern airplanes, the pilot learns how to fly. Once he brings it up in the air, then he puts it on autopilot, and then he falls asleep. And only if something exceptionally happens, and then there's alarm, okay, then he takes over, the plane. And that's the same with us. Sometimes you wake up from your dream and say, what am I doing? But then instantly you fall back into your dream. It does happen to some of them, or probably maybe most of them, hopefully most of them. Once in a while you wake up, what am I doing? Why am I here? And then going to sleep again. So, remember that, for 15 years we programmed this body and then we put it on autopilot, and let it run, while we are fast asleep, until it crashes somewhere, and then, okay, take over the steering, change the programming, and then put it back on autopilot. What kind of life is that, We're not living our life, we daydream, or we fall asleep, And all the bad deeds that we do, What did I say? The kilesas are the ones, Kilesas are not defilements, Who is defiled? No, Once in a while we are defiled, aren't we? It's also a wrong translation. Kilesas are the fangs of avijja, are the soldiers that constantly keep us on the go, Constantly suggesting, there's suggestive power, So they're suggesting, to like this or not to like this, to do this or not to do this, But the CEO is here, So the kilesas give, okay, you should like this, and you say, yes, okay, and then you have to do this, okay, yes, You never question the authority, When next time when they come and said, I need a new dress, okay, who are you? Why do you need a new dress? Why do you need to go to the hairdresser? Why do you need a new skincare product? Just question it, And you will see, this is the first time they are a little bit startled because they are used to it that you give you okay, Don't fall for it, Because you are the responsible, not the one who suggested. You are responsible for the actions that they suggest to you, So we have anicca, anatta, not me, The one who knows is that what is really, our true essence, It's not a personality, it's not self, it's not ego, it's just our true essence. And the true essence of all beings, no matter if they are human or devas or animals or ghosts or things, is the same. That. Why we can, if we are good, if we are in our heart, we can feel. We can feel what other people think. We can feel what other people feel. We can feel, with other people. We have empathy. Normally we can't. We think we can. We think we have so much compassion, don't we? Compassion with the old grandma, compassion with the sick person, When we see them suffering, when we see them, not being able to help themselves, what do we feel? We put ourselves in their shoes and feel sorry for ourselves. No? Yes. We don't even know how they feel within, When you go to the hospital and visit your sick friend, you put yourself in the shoes of the sick friend and think, it's so terrible, And you might cry, but this friend, especially if he's a good meditator, he doesn't care. We are so selfish, we are only centered about ourselves, what we would feel when we are in that situation, And that's what we call empathy, Or that's what we call compassion. Now, compassion is truly understanding what the other person is at, And that is very difficult for us, Because we really don't understand what we feel, why we are the way we are, So how can we understand other people? Not very nice, what the Ajahn says. Realize, we can always improve, As long as we don't know, what is wrong with us, we can't improve, But if we know what is wrong with us, we can improve, And the way to improve is actually, it's not so difficult, But it takes a lot of effort, you trained, or you try to train for 2 days, just to stay put at one point, Be it, observing the breath or mentally repeating the word Buddha. Trying to center the mind. And that's all. And through that, you will develop this awareness, not the mindfulness, awareness, being aware. And being aware is actually, being also aware of other people, You don't have to look at them, you don't have to observe them. You are aware, You're aware of, what is going on within the other person, When you sit, sit in meditation close to them, you don't have to open your eyes, And this kind of meditation is the way to the heart, to unlock the heart, to see what is there in the heart, and to find back to our true self, to the essence of being. And then with the help of anicca, anatta, and dukkha, with the 3 principles, that govern this universe, we can stay clear of all these phenomena that constantly bombard us. Because they are bombard us, and they hit us. Sometimes they hit us hard, sometimes they hit us not so hard, All these sensations, all these thoughts that seem to hit us, and we can put them, put them in front of us and say, there's a thought, gone. It's not my thought, it's not my idea, there's just a thought passing by. And it was interesting, when I started meditation, I was trying that out. We had brainstorm meetings, we were scientists, a group of scientists had brainstorm meetings, and I had a very good idea, And then I thought, let's see if somebody else comes up. Within 5 minutes, somebody else comes exactly up with the same idea, So I said, how can you call that your idea? It just was there in the room, brainstorming, things are up in the air. And whoever picks it first, whoever sees it first, he says, that's me, that's mine, that's my idea, And he goes to, patent it as well, And ask for the rights, for it. There's no my idea, it's just, swirling around, just like the leaves, on a tree. Or the sky, or the clouds, yeah? That just come and that just go, yeah? Whoever sees it first, and that's his cloud, yeah? Think about it. So that is the principle of anatta, and that's not me, it's not mine, it doesn't belong to me, yeah? And whatever comes, remember this, yeah? Really, remember these things, yeah? They are very helpful during the day, during your daily life, even as a lay person, yeah? When a feeling comes up, say there is a feeling, yeah? When the feeling of fear comes up, you can even say there is fear coming up, yeah? But the moment you say there is, then you can observe it, yeah? And you can observe, the heart, yeah? How it reacts, yeah? That is a very, very good indicator. And now I'm talking about the physical heart. Whenever you do something that is completely wholesome, our physical heart is completely calm. Whenever the physical heart gets excited, then you know something is wrong. Something is up, yeah? Something is up the chimney. Huh? Either it is positive excitement or negative excitement. Something doesn't feel right, yeah? When the physical heart is completely calm, that's a very good indication if you still yet don't know the chitta that is sitting right next to the physical heart. Because the chitta, through the physical heart, operates the body and through the nerve system. Eh? Not the brain. All people think it's the brain. No. When you want to think a thought, of course it's thought out in the brain. But the intention for the thought comes from the chitta. Well, just observe it and you see it. Yeah? It starts here, and then the brain slowly develops the thought. Yeah? When you have the intention, you know only in which direction the thought goes. And then the brain, does the rest of the thinking and thinks the thought out. Yeah? That's why you can, when your awareness becomes stronger and stronger, you can see one thought, you can see half a thought, you can see a quarter of the thought, and then you can see the intention of the thought before the thought. Yeah? And that's how you see it. Yeah? Everything about meditation is everything that you can experience for yourself. You don't have to believe a thing. You just have to do. You just have to follow in the instructions. Yeah? Just like somebody gives you the instructions on how to walk to Beijing. Yeah? If you follow the road, you will end up in Beijing. And then he tells you, when you pass this, and then you will see this. When you pass that, you will see that. When you pass that, you will see that. Yeah? That's it. The Lord Buddha always said, I can show you the path. I cannot walk the path for you. Yeah? And when you walk the path, that's what is going to happen, and that is what's going to happen, that is what's going to happen. So you can see and verify for yourself. Yeah? It's not something, we should believe. Yeah? Believing is not knowing. Yeah? Once you go the path, then you will see for yourself. Yeah? That's why the Lord Buddha said, open your eyes and see for yourself. Yeah? I cannot open your eyes. Yeah? I still. And we don't want to open the eyes because we don't want to see, because in the beginning we see all the things that we don't like. We are all pushed away for all our life. Yeah? All the things that we don't like, we don't want to see, we start to see. Yeah? That's why we don't want to open the eyes. Yeah? We want to live in our dream world. Yeah? Yeah? That we have a nice house, a big house, and a bigger house, and a swimming pool, yeah, and things like that, yeah. That we have lots of money and so on, yeah. Whatever people dream about, whatever people think about, yeah. But does it really make us happy? Yeah? We have to work hard, and work even harder, yeah. If we want to have a bigger house, we want to have to work harder, longer. We can't even enjoy the house that we live in. Yeah? Because we have to pay always all the installments. We have to work for the installments of our car, of our house, of our TV set, and so on, and especially of our iPhones and whatever we have, iPads, yeah? Huh? We all want them, but we can't enjoy them because we have to work so hard for it. Yeah? Yeah? Take less, and huh? One can be happy with very little. Yeah? Huh? Living in the forest, can make one very happy. Yeah? Just having one set of robes. Yeah? The washing is very easy, within 10 minutes, you wash all your clothes, yeah? Think about your wardrobes. How many days, how many weeks, yeah? How many washing machines, yeah? And we all wash it with hand, yeah? And then food, food intake is, we eat once a day, that's very easy, yeah? Eat once a day, that's it, finished, yeah? Don't even have to worry about, yeah? Taking a shower once a day, and the rest of the day is, for us, yeah? For developing the happiness within our heart, yeah? We don't have worries, yeah? Huh? But of course, in the beginning we could have worries. What is there to eat tomorrow? Maybe the lay people don't come, maybe I don't get anything, yeah? Of course, that monks are just people. They're not, when they're ordained as monks, they are perfect. Yeah, they are just people just like you. They think about what is if the lay people or they see on Pindapat there's hardly anybody and they only get rice. Oh, terrible! Now. Whatever you deserve, that is what you get. Yeah, the more you rely on your karma, that is the other thing that you have to realize. Yeah, and that's where you have to open your ears. Whatever happens to you is the result of your karma. Yeah? Because whatever you have done unto others, others will do unto you. Yeah? In order to become a monk, you have to serve the monkhood, or you have to serve monks, for hundreds of lifetimes. Yeah? Because you don't serve them every day, you serve them, how often do you serve them a year? Yeah, 3 or 4 times a year, how many lifetimes do you need that you can become a monk, yeah? Many. But it doesn't matter, we've done it before and we will do it again, yeah? So we can become monks, yeah? Otherwise it's impossible, yeah? You only get what you give, yeah? Please, no drinking. Can't you hold back, yeah? Not even 45 minutes, yeah? This is considered, if you do this in Thailand, while listening to a Thai monk, the lay people would get furious at you, yeah? This is considered completely, utterly respectless. It's just like coming late, yeah? Thai people don't do that, yeah? They respect the Dhamma so much, and that's why they're born actually in Thailand. And that's why we're born in Singapore. Or in West. Huh? Yeah. Because we don't respect it so much, yeah? But they respect it with all their heart, and that's why they are born in a country where it is alive, yeah? And we have to travel, people from Singapore have to travel to Thailand to see it, yeah? And people from the West have to travel to Thailand to see it, yeah? So, don't do it, yeah? Next time, right? I don't know how often I said it, this person is drinking, that person. I'm still waiting for a person starting, to get out of their sandwich, and eat something. It's even worse, yeah? If somebody needs water, then it's the speaker that needs some water, because, it's... My throat is getting really dry. I'm talking and talking and talking, yeah? So, what do we have? Anicca, anatta, dukkha. We have karma. Whatever you do unto others, others will do unto you. And whatever happens to you right now is what you have done unto others. So, yeah, I mean, these are things, reflections that you should do daily. Yeah. Only things can happen to you what you have done unto others. Yeah. I mean, we don't like that as human beings. We don't like this kind of thing. Yeah. It's scary. Yeah. But we do that all our life. Yeah. I mean, we get this job because we expect, this, to get this salary. Yeah. We live in this country because we expect, to get this benefit. Yeah? We always plan, huh? But, with karma, we don't want it, we don't want it to be planned, yeah? But actually, it's nothing else, yeah? Like planning your life, when you put your money into the bank, I mean, you don't put it in the bank where there's no interest, yeah? You put it in the bank where you get the most interest, yeah? So, Thais know that, So they go and give the monks or give the lay people the most purest where they get the most interest. Yeah? Clear? Huh? If they give it. Of course, that is not completely right. I mean, you should give also the monks, I mean, who are just there at the start. I mean, they have lots of difficulties. Yeah, not giving everything to the monks who are already finished. Just like my master, I mean, he got all the good food, so he suddenly decided, okay, let the monks, let the junior monks have all the good food first, and let the rest go to him, yeah? Because they are the ones who are working hard, yeah? I mean, they have two difficulties, yeah? They have to work very hard and overcome the defilement. Struggle against the kilesas. Huh? It's a fight, yeah. So karma is something that is very important, yeah, to know. Yeah? And it is just like what you sow is that what you reap, yeah. Ask any kind of farmer, what you sow today, I mean, you have to wait. No? Huh? You don't have to wait. You sow rice today and you can eat it tomorrow. Yeah? It takes at least 6 months, to ripe. And so is it with the fruit of karma. It takes at least 60 years. Most of the karma that we do in this life, we will only reap in the next life. Yeah? It's about, there are some karmas that we can reap at the end of our life, but it is not heavy karma. Yeah? It's just like, if you make salad, if you what is it, blue? If you sow salad, I mean, within 4 weeks you can have it, yeah? Huh? So that is very light, yeah? So a light karma, I mean, you can reap in this lifetime, yeah? But normally the karma that counts, you will reap in the next life, yeah? So, if you want to have a nice next life, prepare now, yeah? And whatever you want, that is what you have to give, yeah? If you want to become beautiful, you have to serve others. Yeah, that's very difficult to do. Yeah, if you want to become handsome, the same thing. Yeah, if you want, to become rich, you have to be generous before. We don't like this. We just like to become rich, without doing all this work. Yeah, there's nothing free. Huh? No. Nothing free in this life. Whatever we want, we have to work very hard for it. And that, that should show us something, I mean, is it really worth, all doing all this work if you only get what we work for? If there's nothing free, no freebies, yeah? Just like the advertisement tells us, yeah? Buy two, get one free. They calculated already the cost for all trees. They're just pulling our legs, yeah. Just like the kilesas constantly pulling our legs. Yeah? There's nothing free in this world. I mean, whatever we want, we have to work for. Yeah? 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 Remember? Yeah? Huh? If you remember that, I mean, then you can make actually the life, quite easy. And do whatever you want others to do unto you. Yeah? Huh? If you want respect, give respect. Yeah? If you want love, love other people. Yeah? So easy. Yeah? And be aware, do one thing at a time. Remember this, one thing at a time. When you do something, don't think about what you do next. Yeah? When we do this, we don't have stress. How can we have stress when we just do, And we can actually, when it is not the kind of work where we have to think, yeah? We can do it relaxed and we get more and more energy, yeah? Because we don't have to think of what we have to do next, yeah? Just be wholeheartedly, whatever you're doing, yeah? Is it sweeping or is it cleaning, yeah? You can enjoy cleaning. No? Well, what is the difference? Yeah? Think about it. We have a body. Yeah? We have arms and we have legs. Yeah? And one thing you call jogging. It is moving the legs and moving the arms. The other thing you can call washing the clothes is moving the arms. The other thing, you don't like that. Yeah? When you eat, you're moving the arms and you're moving the mouth. Yeah? This you like. Huh? Isn't it strange? Constantly, the body is in some sort of movement. In some sort of movement we just dislike, Just like cleaning, we dislike, yeah? Taking a shower, we like, but we still move, all our hands, we soap ourselves, yeah? But when we have to soap, the dirty laundry, we don't like it, yeah? No? If you observe yourself, I don't have to tell you all these things. You would be able to observe it yourself, yeah? It's just moving. No matter what you do, it's moving, yeah? It's moving the arms, it's moving the mouth, it's moving the eyes, it's moving the legs, yeah? Huh? No matter how you call it. Because we call it different words, suddenly dislikes appears and suddenly likes it appears, yeah? There's nothing wrong with it, yeah? So think about it. Day in, day out, moving around the body, yeah? Moving the legs, moving the arms, yeah? When we walk, when we go for a stroll, we like it, yeah? When we have to walk to this shop or that shop, we don't like it, yeah? When you go window shopping, you like it. When you have to go to see your friend and you have to walk because the car is gone, then you don't like it. Huh? This is, that's what we made up, yeah? Huh? With our likes and dislikes. And this is something we can remedy, yeah? We just can stay, yeah? Huh? When you do some physical work, just stay with the movement, yeah? Be with the breath or be with the Buddha and stay with the movement. Yeah? And then you see, yeah? There's nothing wrong with washing and there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah? There's nothing to be liked about this. Yeah? And there's nothing to be liked about that. Yeah? It's always the same thing. Yeah? And that's when you look, the further you go, step away, the more it becomes boring. All what we do is moving, we get up in the morning, we move the body, we feed it, we get some food, and then we do something, and then we get another food, yeah? And then we do something again, and then we go to bed, yeah? And we do that, for 80 years, until the body dies. Just because you call that moving the body, differently, sometimes you call it work, sometimes you call it entertainment, sometimes you call it going on a trip, yeah? That's why you're fooled, in believing that it is something different, yeah? And then one thing that you should always consider, I don't know if I asked it here or if it was a few days ago, huh? What kind of pleasure does the body give us? Can somebody tell me? What kind of pleasure does the body give you? Eating? Is that pleasure? Yeah? Okay. Sleeping is a pleasure? Yeah. Can you sleep when you're not tired? Can you eat when you're not hungry? No. When you're not hungry, when you're really not hungry, you can't eat a thing. When you're full. You don't eat when you're full. No? I mean, I know Asian people can eat a lot, they constantly eat, yeah? But there's a time when you're full where you can't eat anything, yeah? No? And then eating becomes really displeasure. If somebody, stuffs it into your mouth, yeah? So eating is not pleasure, yeah? We eat because we are hungry. And we're hungry is being a, very unpleasant feeling, yeah? No? You can't stand it, that's why you eat. Tired is a very unpleasant feeling, that's why we go to sleep. Yeah? Moving our body, because we can't stay in the same position, is an unpleasant feeling. Yeah? That's why, when you sit, sit for 15 minutes, you need to move. Huh? We can't stay in the same position. Yeah? If people, are in the hospital and lie in the bed, they have to be moved. Otherwise, they develop, these kind of sicknesses, where the blood goes out. Yeah, I don't know what the name of it is. Yeah. Anyway, so what kind of, when it is hot, you take a shower. Yeah. You don't take a shower when it is too cold. Only then you take a hot shower, if you have it. Yeah? So what kind of pleasure does the body give us? Yeah? If there's no dukkha before, we don't eat. If there's no dukkha before, we don't drink. If there's no dukkha before, we don't go to sleep. Yeah? Or do you go to sleep when you're not tired? When you feel tired, then you go to sleep. Yeah? And sometimes, you have to do some work and you're so tired you can't concentrate. Yeah? That's a very unpleasant feeling. Yeah? So where are the pleasant feelings that the body gives us? Think about it. Any ideas? Huh? No? No? Sex? And how is the feeling before the sex? So hot, you can't even bear it? Huh? So it's unpleasant. And the relief, the orgasm, is the relief of it. Huh? So where's the pleasure? If there wouldn't be the drive, and the drive is very unpleasant, especially if if you don't have a partner to fulfill it. Huh? No? So all these things, come up. First is unpleasant, and then we think the relief of it is pleasant. Yeah? In German we have a saying, run against the wall with your head, because it's so nice when the pain decreases. Huh? Interesting, yeah? First of all, we have to have the pain, and it's so wonderful, when the pain goes away. Yeah? And that's the same with everything. Yeah? It's the same with eating, it's the same with sleeping, it's the same with sex. It's everything. And the body doesn't really give us any kind of pleasure. Yeah? If it feels well, then when we feel well. If it doesn't feel well, then we need to do something in order to feel well. Isn't that? Any other idea? Maybe I forgot something. Yeah? I didn't live very long as a lay person, only 30 years, but I can't remember anything. Yeah? So if you in your wisdom of your age, know something more, that I have forgotten, please tell me. Huh? No, I couldn't find anything. So, what is it? Yeah? It's not the body, that gives us the pleasure. It is mostly the mind that seems to give us the pleasure. Huh? The dreams, living in other worlds, living, yeah? Yeah? The senses, yeah? Huh? The senses of seeing, the senses of hearing, the senses, yeah? But actually when you hear, there's no pleasure to it, yeah? You only, when some people like classical music, when they hear rock, they feel, oh, it's terrible. For some people that is pleasure, for other people that is pleasure, yeah? But it's always, it's always positive or negative. You hear something you like, you find it pleasurable. You hear something you don't like, you don't find it pleasurable. You find it annoying, yeah? Just like, when you sit in meditation and then the alarm of the car, breaks out, yeah? And you try to concentrate, yeah? So, yeah? The only pleasure that you really find, yeah, is when you stop all this mess, yeah? When you stop thoughts, when you stop memories, and you just relax and reside within your knowingness, huh? That's when happiness arises. Huh? And that's where you have to get to, yeah? Once in a while, yeah? Train yourself. It's so hard. You didn't mind training, training to walk, training to talk, training to think. You didn't mind that, and now you think, I'm so old, I don't want to train anymore. I just want, to appear it like that. Yeah? No, it is training of the mind, and it is harder than training to walk and training to talk. Yeah? But it gives us the most happiness. Yeah? And the more often we train it, the longer this happiness lasts. Yeah? And this happiness has no counterpart, in this world of pleasures, what we call pleasures. Yeah? No counterpart. It is much more intense. Yeah? And that's what you have to look for. If you want to have some happiness in your life, that doesn't cost anything, where you don't have to work very hard for it. Yeah? You just have to work mentally. You can sit anywhere, any place. Yeah. You just close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. And then the whole world is, if you can do it. But you can do it, you can train that. Yeah? Just sit there, close, relax. Yeah? That's all what we need. Yeah? So remember that, but you have to train it, yeah? You have to train it daily, yeah? Otherwise you forget it. Just like any language, that you haven't spoken for a while, you forget it. Yeah? But it comes back once you train it again. Yeah? So, now what do we remember from the 2 days? What is important in our life? Why were we born? What is the purpose? Huh? If you're retired, what is it? What we still want from this life? Huh? All these pleasures, that are fleeting nature, or do we want something that is real, of real value? Huh? So ask yourself. There's nothing wrong with asking yourself, what is the purpose of my life? My personal life doesn't have to do with any other person. What is the purpose? Why did I come here? Huh? Why was I born? Huh? What do I want to take with me when I die? I know this body and all the material things, that are heaped up in my apartment, I can't take with me. No? Sorry, we are attached to it, we don't want to leave it. That's why we hang around it like ghosts, If you want to become a ghost, get really attached to the things. Get attached to your house, and get attached to the things in your house, because then you can't leave it, even if the body is dead, your spirit goes out, and scares anybody away, who goes close to these things. That's not the purpose, Ghosts don't have these abilities like human beings. They cannot create these things. Yeah? At least, human beings can write books, can print books, can build cars, can even build aeroplanes and rockets and things like that. Ghosts can't build anything, yeah. They just look at, I want to do the same thing, yeah. But now I'm in a ghost body, because I couldn't let go of the things that I once owned, huh? Oh. So, do something, ask yourself why you are born, what is the purpose of your life, and when you die, what do you want to take with you, yeah? That is the most important thing, yeah? And that's the only purpose why this Luang Por came here to Singapore, yeah? I have no other interest, yeah? I'm not here to collect any money, I'm not here to, to build a monastery or build a chedi. I'm here, to tell, to ask the people, to think about what is their purpose in their life. It's the same thing, the same thing in the monastery when the lay people are coming. Yeah? I don't have any katin, I don't have any ceremonies, I don't have anything. Yeah? There's nothing going on, there's just meditation going on. Yeah? It's just a ground for practice. Yeah? So that is the only purpose, for you, to wake up at least for a second, yeah? To ask yourself, what the hell am I doing here? Yeah? What is the purpose of my life? Yeah? Is it, to run around in this hamster wheel and run and run and run and run, yeah? Without, yeah? The Lord Buddha showed us the door out, yeah? And the door out is Sila Samadhi Panya, yeah? So, it's keeping the 5 precepts, it's learning to train, to concentrate the mind on one thing and to develop this awareness, this sati, yeah, that sees through things. Yeah? And then to investigate the things that we believe we are. Just like the body that we believe we are, or the feelings we believe we are, or memories or thoughts. Yeah? Just to investigate them and see that they are just phenomena that arise, and cease, yeah? And have nothing to do with us. Yeah? Remember this, Wake up, at least for a moment, yeah? And then remember, once in a while, remember that you woke up for a moment, yeah? It's for your own good, yeah? You don't do me a favor. Huh? You do yourself a favor, yeah? How many people, next time, please use your eyes. Next time you're in a shopping mall or a big, shopping center or in the center of the town, just observe the people, just for a moment, stand still, and just open your eyes, don't think anything, and observe the people. Yeah? And then you see yourself, running, looking, talking, yeah? And you're constantly, busy with your smartphone, yeah? And then you think there's something wrong, yeah? Maybe. Okay, yeah. Well, I told you everything that I know, yeah. I couldn't go into depth, not the details, because the community is too too big, yeah. If you want to know more detail, then you have to come to the monastery, yeah, and practice. Yeah? But just for your own happiness, you start in the morning with meditation, yeah. Make meditation your number 1 priority, yeah. You still have lots of time, to do your work and everything else. Yeah? Start the morning. Yeah? The moment you get out, before you even brush your teeth, yeah, sit down. Because the moment you brush your teeth, you're already gone. You're already making your breakfast. Yeah. That's why instantly, you wake up, you instantly sit down, or do walking meditation, whatever. And then you can brush your teeth and take a shower and then make your breakfast, yeah? And when you come home from work, I do the same thing. Before you start, yeah? Huh? The moment you go into the kitchen, it's gone. Your meditation is over, yeah? You go into the living room and you sit down, yeah? Or wherever your little room is where you do your sitting meditation. Yeah? And after the sitting meditation, yeah, once you get calm a little bit, you reflect about what happened during the day. Yeah? With what kind of thoughts did I get up? How did they color, the whole day? Yeah? What did I do then? What kind of effect did it have? But don't judge it. Don't say it was good or bad. Yeah? Reflection. Yeah? The day before I said, what makes a human being a human being? You remember? Yeah. Being able to reflect on what one is doing, yeah? That makes us humans. So, if you don't do that, you are not human. No? Homo sapiens, it's called Homo sapiens. Yeah? Sapiens means a wisdom. Yeah? We know what we are doing, we know why we are doing it, and we know what kind of results it is doing. That's what differentiates us from animals. The animals also run around, yeah? Just like us. Yeah? How can we say we differ from animals, if we don't reflect about our own doing? Yeah? Even a dog, can be trained. Yeah? A dog can be trained, not to do these things, yeah, and it will learn, yeah. But it doesn't have the power of reflection, yeah. It cannot learn on its own, yeah. And we are the only species, or at least the humans. Yeah? The devas, of course, can do it. We are the species, that can do it, that can do reflection, yeah. And that's why we, so proudly call us Homo sapiens. But most of us are not Homo sapiens. They're just robots or zombies running through the world. Not very different from animals. No? Not agree? Yeah? Well, then look at chickens. When I used to stay in Wat Babantat, there were 5,000 chickens. And you saw this just the same behavior as between people. Yeah. They're not different. Yeah? The hens and the cocks, yeah? And the hens wag their tail, and all the cocks run, yeah? It's so funny, you just have to look at the animal life and you see exactly the same perspective, as the humans, yeah? Because there have been humans before, yeah? Just behaved like animals, so they became animals. Huh? We don't like to hear that. Yeah? So do something worthwhile, that is my last message. Do something worthwhile with your life. Whatever you choose, I don't tell you what you have to do, yeah? Whatever you choose is worthwhile for your life. Let's go after it and make it the number one, yeah? If you want to have more awareness, follow the rules, yeah? Do meditation before you do anything, and when you come back from work, do meditation before you do anything else, let the whole day pass, yeah? And do some reflection, And then over the time, you will see, once the heart understands what it does wrong, what is unwholesome, it lets go, yeah? And over the time, it can mean a year or 2 years or 3 years, your life will become more and more comfortable, more and more happy. Yeah? That's what you can do as lay people. Yeah? If you decide you want to get out of the hamster wheel, then you have to put a little bit more effort in it. Yeah? Okay, are there any questions? I think I talked enough. Yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't, see, I skipped over it, yeah.
Is that really?
Yeah.
But most of the other teachers say there isn't. The other teachers I've heard always say the cheetah is...
Yeah, what do you think moves the body? Yeah. People find, what do they say? They say conscious, even some of the Christians say, the soul is in the brain, yeah? So the moment, the body dies, the soul dies as well, huh? They have crazy ideas. Of course the chitta is there. And what happens, if you read some of the near-death experience, is when the chitta, tries to get out of the body, it becomes very concentrated. Yeah? It becomes so concentrated that there's a very, very bright light. Yeah? And then this bright light moves out of the body. Once it is out of the body, it's disconnected from the body. The body is just it's just a corpse. Yeah? The moment it goes back into, that the body is revived. Yeah? But you cannot leave the body longer than 7 days, because otherwise, because it's a biological robot, it dies. Yeah? So most of the time, the most time you can go out is 7 days. And you see it, And everybody describes it as a very bright light, yeah? And some people who concentrate, they see, the more you concentrate, some of the people, it doesn't happen to all of them, see that it becomes increasingly bright, yeah? And then what they have to do is not to let it go out, they have to pull it back in, so that it stays in the heart. And what you can also see is that when the chitta moves, only slightly afterwards, the heart starts to move. Yeah? And the heart starts to pump up, and then thoughts are going to be created. But of course, you have to slow down the process. Yeah? I mean, you probably need, he probably knows it, a high-speed camera. Yeah? A high-speed camera, that they can get every second of the mind moments, and then it sees what is happening. Yeah? But you can experience it, yeah? You can see it, yeah? If the chitta is completely calm, there's no movement, yeah? If the chitta wiggles, if it wants to think, if it wants to do something, it goes through the heart, yeah? And then it pumps up, yeah? And then, then everything else, is coming into, yeah? That's why the chitta is directly next to the physical heart. But it is not material. That's why people can't find it. It's immaterial. Huh? No matter what kind of X-ray you use, you will not find it. Even if you use NMR, magnetic resonance imaging, you won't find it. Because it's immaterial. It cannot be shown to this world. If it could be shown to this world, then it would have the same, it would underlie the same causes as this world. It is anicca. It is impermanent. But this chitta is not impermanent. This chitta is the everlasting tourist, He doesn't know any end, He goes from one life of existence, from one body to the next, yeah? Okay, understood? I mean, as I said before, you don't have to believe me. I mean, all what you have to do is, get good at your practice and see for yourself. I mean, how did I see? How did Lumpur see that? Because he observed it, yeah? Huh? I mean, his concentration was very good, yes. I mean, I agree with it. It came from the previous slides, yeah? My concentration was always very good, yeah? So only I had to direct it to a certain point, in order to see, yeah? But you can develop this kind of concentration and see for yourself, yeah? And there's nothing that you have to believe me, yeah? You just have to trust me that I know the things, yeah? And then do it, and then go the way, and then see for yourself, yeah? It's the same thing as the Lord Buddha said. I'm not smarter than the Lord Buddha. I'm not even 1% as smart as him, yeah? But I know, the things that I have done, yeah? And the path that I have gone. And everybody, can see the same result. Just like the Lord Buddha described, or just like any Arahant described. Yeah? And you will see the chitta. And when my master Lungta Mahabodha died, I mean, he displayed the chitta, it was just above, where it is normally is, it was a very wide ball, and some people could take pictures of it. Well, sometimes, you have to use a little bit of magic, to display these things, yeah? It's just like, the Lord Buddha opened up the worlds, the heavenly worlds for the people to see, or the hell realms for the people to see. It's not normally that we can see them. So he had to use a little bit of magic, to be able so that the people could see it. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah?
Question, please. This is about people with mental illness. How does Buddhism explain that?
Mental illness, yeah? I mean, mental illness is people, normally, we call people crazy who can't stop thinking. Who constantly, think in always the same rhythm until they can't get out of it anymore. That's mental illness, yeah?
Is that not karma?
Of course it is karma. They don't stop thinking, if they go and do meditation classes, and then actually start stopping, stop to think, they will get out of it.
So you're saying...
It's mostly, think about all these philosophers of the West. Most of them actually, went crazy. Yeah? Huh? Because they couldn't, they were very close, to the truth, yeah? But they couldn't grasp the last thing, and then they couldn't stop thinking about it, and that's when they lost touch to reality. We lose touch to reality when we only are in our thoughts. But luckily we are not always in our thoughts. We sometimes realize that we are here on this earth. Yeah? Because the body, sometimes pulls us down, and makes us realize we are on the earth. And that stops our thinking for a moment, and that's why we don't go crazy. Yeah? But people, especially philosophers, the last one that I remember was Hofstadter. His book was amazingly, But then, a few years later, it was Gödel, Escher, Bach, I don't know if somebody knows it. He compared, composers, philosophers, and so on, yeah? And it was brilliant, but a few years later, he was in the, cuckoo's nest, yeah?
And then why is it, like most of the time when people, like, I don't know, groups or Buddhists advertise meditation retreats, they always say, but if you have a mental illness, you cannot.
Because it's very difficult to treat, yeah? You have to have an experienced teacher that can deal with mental illnesses, because it comes out in all forms, yeah? And most of the teachers really don't want to deal with it, yeah? And it is very difficult to deal. And if it is, strong karma, it might not be able to be healed, Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a good voice? Yeah, you're still young?
Ajahn, could you please give advice how to motivate ourselves to practice meditation every day? Because sometimes it's too tired or too lazy.
How to motivate, yeah? Sometimes, we need, yeah? Just ask, yeah? Just remember when you were born, when you learned to walk, when you went to school, yeah? And then ask yourself, do you want to do this again? You want to go through the same troubles, yeah? You want to be beaten up by your friends, or ridiculed by, females or whatever, yeah? You want to do that again? If the answer is no, what can I do? Meditation. Huh? Or if I want to come back, or if I want to go to hell, you can all use all sorts of motivation, yeah? Because you don't know where you go. Most probably you go to hell. Huh? So, use some kind of motivation, yeah? To motivate you, yeah? I know it is difficult, yeah? Huh? I always ask myself when it was really difficult, yeah? Do you want to be born again? No. Okay, then sit. Sit, yeah? Yeah, we have to have some motivation, yeah? That's the only thing that's the driving force, yeah? But once it's getting going, there's hardly any time the way you need to. In the beginning, you have to push and push and push, Just like a car, or a ship, you have to push it until it starts rolling by itself, through its own weight, yeah? Until we get there, we have to push and push and push, yeah? But the best thing is, of course, if you have good results, through your meditation, that motivates, that stimulates, But it might be difficult in the beginning, I don't know, every person is different, Find something, Okay, any other question?
Hello, Ajahn. Is it possible for a layperson to become a stream enterer?
Why not?
And if so, then how can we do it?
I mean, I showed the path, I didn't put it in detail. The path is Sila, Samadhi, Panya. And the first three fetters, I think I mentioned it. The first fetter is the fetter of doubt. I mean, especially the Westerners have problems with that. They don't believe that there is hell, they don't believe that there is heaven. They don't believe that there are beings in hell, and they don't believe there are beings in heaven. And they don't believe in karma, that karma, there is karma, good karma or bad karma, and that good and bad karma has good or bad results. That is the first fetter. It's the fetter of doubt. The second fetter is the fetter of sila, not keeping the 5 precepts, I mean, today you keep them, tomorrow you break them, then you keep them again, you break them again. That is the second fetter. You have to break the first fetter, and you have to break the second fetter. And the third fetter is the most difficult. Because that is the belief that we are this body. And you have to break that. And there are certain methods, body investigation that you have to do. I mean, it won't be easy, as a lay person. But if you have done some of the practices in your previous lives, I mean, there's no, it's not a deal breaker. You can do it, But most of the time, I mean, you have to retreat for a few years, and then really, really work on it. It depends on, your level of concentration, and it's your power of investigation if you can break these 3 fetters. But if it's the first fetter, I mean, it's difficult. If it's the second fetter, it's also difficult. If you constantly break the precepts, there's no remedy against it. But the third fetter, really needs investigation. The first fetter needs trust, okay, There are beings, there's karma and so on. I trust in that, The second fetter needs keeping it, And the third fetter needs to be really investigation, Just like I said, there's the body, I mean, who is driving the body, When I take the body apart, who sits there, When I cut off all these things, and put them in front, throw them in front of me, who still sits there when all the parts are out there? And then you look at the parts, what of the parts is the body, And where's the eye, Where is that, And you do that exercise until it really separates out, and you will see it. It will click, And suddenly, there's the body and there's the chitta, And that's where you see it. But you might have to do it 100 times, you might have to do it 1,000 times, you might have to do it 100,000 times. The clearer you see it, the faster it goes. If you have good concentration, you might only need to do it 3 or 4 times. Just like Lumpur. And then it clicked. What?
Can I take this opportunity to humbly ask if it's possible for you to share with us one of your encounters with other realms?
I mean, shall I talk about the space aliens? What? Well, what does it matter? What does it really matter? If, meeting ghosts, or meeting demons, or meeting devas. I mean, we have problems here, But we always want to know about things, that are beyond our reach, I mean, if the time comes, you will meet. If the time doesn't come, you won't meet, I mean, why look for something, And why hear these stories, from an Ajahn, who might have it or who might not have it, Well, what do you get from it? It's just like, lots of people asking, is this Ajahn an Arahant, I mean, even if I would be an arahant, how does it help you? Yeah? Maybe I'm only sotapanna, maybe I'm an anagami. I don't know. Yeah? What does it help you? Nothing.
Ajahn, I think it matters because but this situation now is that it will inspire us to practice even more because last 2 days of the talk has been
Yeah?
taking my attention to your talk.
Yeah, so I mean that is all what you need. Yeah? You don't have to know, how much money I have in my bank. Yeah? I mean, referring to the stage of enlightenment as having money in the bank. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, if the talks inspire you, then take it. Yeah, and that's what they are. That's what they are deemed for. To inspire the people to practice to get out of their misery. And when you look at your faces, I mean, there's a definitely cause for getting out of your misery. Huh? That's all. Yeah. That's the whole purpose, of my talks, yeah, of going, actually leaving my monastery. Understood? And there's no need to know what I am, what yeah. You will know. I mean, how can you not know? Yeah. I mean, if you listen to an Ajahn, you will. Yeah. I mean, if you experience in meditation, you will know what level he is at. Yeah. And you ask him a question, and if he can answer it, you still have, lots of way to go, before you ask him a question that he can't answer. And then you know what level he is at. Yeah? But as long as he can show you the way, just follow the way. Yeah? That's how Luang Por himself did it. When I was in Europe, I went to this Ajahn and then to this Ajahn, and when I noticed they can't help me anymore, then I ended up in Thailand. Okay, understood? Yeah? Yeah?
Before you ordain, how you prepare yourself to go through this ordination as a monk?
I mean, I told you already how I was preparing when I was a layperson, when I was still working, yeah? I mean, I sat 1 hour before I went to work, When I came home, I sat 1 hour, and then after that I did my reflection, yeah? And sometimes before going to sleep, I sat for another half an hour. And on the weekends, I sat for 3, 4, 5 hours, yeah? Until I decided that meditation will become my only thing, and then I skipped my work, yeah? And then I retired at the, age of 31, yeah? And then I went into homelessness. And first of all, I looked in Europe, first in England, to find, there were lots of spiritual centers at that time, in the 90s. Yeah? So I went to the spiritual centers, I stayed there for a while, practiced there, until I noticed, that's what I want, and then there was a monastery nearby, from Ajahn Sumedho, and then I stayed there for a year, and then I said, that's not what I want, and then I went to Germany to find there a monastery, and then I decided that's not what I want, and then I went to Thailand. And the moment, I came to the monastery with Luang Dar Mahaboa, I saw him, and I saw the monks, and I said, okay, here's my father, here's my mother, here's my family. And then I stayed from that day on, I stayed and never went back. Yeah? And then ordination was just, changing of robes. Yeah? That isn't the problem, yeah? If you're destined, yeah? If you're destined to practice and the only thing that you want to do is practice, yeah? Then taking on the robes, that's not a big deal. I mean, you have to learn a little bit of Pali, the Pali chant, to do the ordination, that's it, yeah? And sometimes they even help you when you get stuck. Yeah? So, The big deal is, to be ready, to devote your life to meditation. Yeah? And that most of the people are not ready. They think, monkhood, is an easy life. They don't have to work very hard. And they can live on the alms, food, and pestering all the lay people that they need this and that they need that. Yeah. But these are the monks, who will go to hell. Yeah. Because we can only become monks, and we are only sustained by the lay people and given things by the lay people if we do our work. Yeah? And that is the work of practice. Yeah? If we don't do that, we wasted our life or we wasted our good fortune. Yeah? Okay, understood? Yes?
Thank you very much.
It's actually very easy, Yeah? I didn't want to become a monk, yeah, but there was nothing better to do. Yeah, one of the monks, Western monks, asked me, "Why don't you become a monk?" I said, "Why not?" Yeah. So, it means as long as I can stay in a monastery and practice, yeah? And then you have this Ajahn that is the most famous Ajahn in Thailand, who is also supposed to be the most strictest one, yeah? Everybody warned me, if you go there, you can't, you won't stay there for 3 weeks, yeah? And then I stayed there for 16 years, yeah? And it was never tough, yeah? Because I always could do what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to do was practice. And he never stopped you practicing. He stopped you from doing everything else, then practicing, yeah? So if you didn't, he came around your kuti, twice a day, looking what you're doing. When you were not doing your walking meditation or sitting meditation, yeah, he caught you 3 days, he said, out, yeah. This is the practicing monastery, yeah. When he caught you talking to other monks, out, yeah. That's not a talking monastery, it's a practicing monastery, yeah. So, it depends on what people like, When you like that, when you just like to practice, yeah, and have a helping hand, and whenever you feel tired, he's behind your back and looking what you're doing, then you get enough energy to go on. Yeah? Okay? Huh? More questions? Yeah?
At what age can you get children started with meditation?
Well, it depends on. Some children you can't, I wouldn't start before 5, before they can sit, yeah? Huh? Before they can sit and talk, yeah? Huh? But never ever force, yeah? Be an example, sit there, and then they will start and come and sit and do the same thing. And then they will ask you a question, yeah? Never force, never try to convince somebody else that you should do practice, because that means you are not convinced. Huh? If you try to convince somebody that meditation is so great, that means you're not convinced, yeah? Because the more you can convince, the more you believe what you actually say is true, yeah? But you don't know it's true, yeah? Because you don't know it's true, that's why you need to convince, yeah? If you're convinced, you don't need to convince anybody else, yeah? People can around you, laugh about what you're doing, but what you're doing is right, yeah? And then people will start, yeah? Then they say, that's interesting, what is he doing, yeah? What is my mom doing, or what is my pa doing, yeah? And then they start doing the same thing, and then they might ask questions. What do I need to do? And then you can instruct them, yeah? But as long as, you have to force it down their throat, it's not going to work. Actually, you will reap the opposite effect, yeah? They will never get interested. Just like the Thais, take them to the temples, let them offer food, and let them see the chanting, sometimes go with them to the chanting, and then, sitting afterwards, yeah? And then see what they do, and see how they feel, yeah? Some of them are receptive, others are not. Yeah? Don't force them.
Danke.
Okay? What's now?
Hi, Ajahn. A question regarding the 5 precepts, harming any living being. For example, if you're walking on a footpath and you step on an ant, it has to be intentional? Okay. And leading on from that, if you eat meat,
Yeah.
where's the line with regards to that? Because someone has killed it.
That is a very typical Western question.
Yeah.
If you don't kill, yeah. I mean, monks are allowed to eat meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but if they know a layperson killed that animal for them, then they are not allowed to eat that meat. Yeah. But any other meat that you can buy on the market, yeah, people do it because of greed. Yeah. They slaughter the animals, they keep the animals, they raise the animals out of greed, yeah, because they know they can make fast bucks with it, yeah. Yeah? I mean, if you people, like people who sell meat, who slaughter cows, they earn much more money, than you do with your job, yeah, because people normally don't like to do that, yeah. So they sell themselves out, to do these things, yeah, and so you don't have any take in that, yeah. But if you go, to a butcher and say, I want this, I mean, you see the cows on the fields, and you tell them, I want this cow, prepare that for me. Or you go into a fish restaurant and say to the chef cook, I mean, I want this fish that is still alive. Then you're responsible.
Okay.
Yeah? But if you just go in the meat market and buy whatever hangs there, I mean, you're not responsible.
Okay. And one more question on that. If you eat an animal that has suffered, or it's got karma itself, do you adopt that karma because you ingest
No.
it? Or?
I mean, you can't even adopt the karma from your closest relatives. You can't adopt the karma from your parents, yeah? Or you're from brothers and sisters, or even if you have children. Yeah? Karma is it is your own personal karma. Yeah? No, if animals suffer, I mean, they have the karma, to be slaughtered, because they were the butchers, in their previous lives. Yeah? And so they have to live through thousands of lives, how many cows, how many animals they killed, or fish they killed, they have to live through these lives, yeah? So I mean, even if they suffer, of course they suffer, nobody wants to be killed, yeah? That is clear, not even their aunt wants to be killed, yeah? Nothing wants to be killed. They want to live their life, and that's why we respect the lives, and we don't have intention. But if you're without intention, you're doing some job, on your airplane, and this heavy, whatever, this heavy tool falls off and hits somebody on the head, and because, it hits him so badly that he falls over and breaks his neck. I mean, it's not your fault, yeah? You have no intention to hit him, but if you look down, if it's your enemy, and then you throw it down. And then you say, it wasn't intentionally. Now, it was intention, yeah? And it wasn't intention, yeah? So intention creates a karma. It's not the deed, yeah? I mean, if you get angry, you kill somebody, because out of your anger that just blushed up, I mean, it's karma, yeah? But it is very different from the karma where you plan for 2 years to kill this person, yeah? That is much heavier karma. And if you plan to kill this person for 2 years because you want to get hold of his money, that's even worse karma, yeah? So, I mean, it is all, it's all made by intention, yeah? If you don't have the intention to harm a being, yeah? I mean, there's no harm done. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah? Yeah?
You say
Yeah.
And you refuse to save it, and it drops. Is that karma?
I would say that that is some obmissive karma, yeah. So the next time, the same thing will happen to you, yeah. Then ask yourself, I mean, even if it's my enemy, should you save me?
But you killed him, he drowned also.
What?
You don't kill him, but he drowned also.
No, yes, he drowned, yeah. Huh? I mean, it's the same thing, yeah. I mean, that's why we have to be extremely careful. Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. Yes, you don't kill him. I mean, you see him drowning, he's just 2 feet away, yeah? And you know it's your enemy, and you say, oh, well. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, you didn't kill him. So in your next life, you're going to drown in that pond, and your enemy sees you and says, bye-bye. He doesn't kill you, yeah? But the same thing, that you do unto others, yeah? If you can help him, if you know somebody drowns, 2 kilometers away and you can't go there, I mean, that's not karma, yeah? But if you can stretch out your hand, and can save him, yeah? We always should do something for other people. No? Yeah, I mean, remember, whatever you do or not do, yeah, that is what is going to happen to you. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's what you think. Yeah, I mean, you're a beggar. You're a beggar in the street. Yeah, and you see, people are coming by and giving you some food or giving you some money. It's your karma. Yeah, so you're at the moment you're not a beggar. You see this beggar and say, oh, what the hell, and you go past by. Then sooner or later, in one of your lives, you will be a beggar because of some other circumstances. And people pass by, and you get furious and you get angry. Why do they pass by? Yeah? You have to really understand, the whole picture of karma. Yeah?
Okay, if injustice has to some sort of evil.
Yeah?
Injustice, like say he's a victim of crime.
Yeah?
Involved in some implicated in something that's reason.
Yeah.
Right. Is it karma?
Yes.
Okay, if such things happen to anyone of us,
Yeah.
should we resolve it?
I mean, if you can help him, help him. Why not help him?
No, I mean, if you are a victim of injustice, right, how should we resolve it?
I mean, I don't know how to resolve it because I don't know the case of injustice, yeah? I mean, if you can have a lending hand there, you can help him, yeah? If you can't do anything, you can't do anything. No, I mean, then it's not karma. But in this case, where somebody is drowning and where you just need to put your hand in there and to save him, that is karma, yeah? But, if something happens, injustice to people, yeah? I mean, there's no injustice, yeah? It's karmic, yeah? And if you can help him, help him, yeah? You like when people help you, no? Yeah, of course. So, if you like to be helped, then help, yeah? If you can, if you can't, don't, yeah? You can't do help, yeah? Okay? There was one more?
Yeah, Ajahn, following up on the question about stream and tree, can I...
what?
Stream and the...
stream entry. Yeah?
Stream entry. Yeah. And you say that it is possible if you are able to get rid of the first three factors. Can I say that in this modern era that you are aware of lay people that have attained stream entry?
Yes. Yeah, but I'm not telling. Yeah.
No, I asked.
I'm aware of people, who entered the stream. Yeah. And they were as lay person. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's possible. Even the Lord Buddha said it's possible. Yeah. I mean, I think he even said it is possible to get anagami as a lay person. But that were different times, There were no smartphones. And there were no TVs, and so on, and so on, and so on, yeah? At that time, at the time of the Lord Buddha, the only pleasure was, going and having a bath, going on a ride, going hunting, and eating, yeah. Huh? And now look at this world, look at the Singapore Flyer, look at all these things that you can do, yeah. And that's why it's so difficult. Yeah? No, it is possible, yeah. If you put your mind, yeah. It is powerful. If you put your mind to it, anything is possible, yeah. But for some things you need reclusion, And in most of the cases, it does happen to some people who are very, very close in their last lives to the fruit of stream entry. That's only something needs shocking to happen, and then they enter the stream. But they lost the connection. They don't know what happens to them, so they get confused, yeah. But people who are in the Buddhist framework, they know what is happening to them, yeah. So when you take up meditation, you also take up, the residue of your previous work, yeah? And if you were close to stream entry in your previous lives, then it is very easy for you to attain it. If you weren't close, then you have to work a little bit harder, yeah? And most of the time, for stream entry, it is very important that you reach actually appana samadhi, the deep state of samadhi, because only then the fetters can cut loose, yeah? If you don't reach the state of nibbana, the stream enterer sees nibbana, the sotapanna, the sakadagami sees nibbana. So appana samadhi is the preview of nibbana. So you need to have this deep sense of connection to nibbana in order to cut the fetters loose, yeah? But they have to be so, they have to be thin as a thread, that you can cut them with one go, yeah? So, and for that, most of you probably need quite a bit of time, just in seclusion, yeah? Okay? But it can happen to anybody, who has prepared themselves for years, for lives and lives, and then it just happens like that. Remember one of the stories, he became even an arahant, he was a novice, he wanted to ordain as a novice, and somebody, shaved his head, and then that moment he became an arahant. He was already ready, yeah? That doesn't happen in this time anymore. Don't dream about it. Okay, understood? Yeah?
How do we know we already entered the stream entry?
Do you want me to write a diploma? How can you not know?
I think for some reason we may be not sure or doubt that.
Yeah, if you're not sure, then you're not. If you're not sure, you're not. Because then you just assume. Yeah?
Okay.
Oh, I keep my precepts, I keep my 5 precepts, I must be a stream enterer. No. It's an assumption. It's not knowing. Yeah? If you're not sure. Yeah? And actually, stream enterer who believes he's a stream enterer should, question himself. Yeah? I'm not. Yeah? Until the knowingness comes up, yes, I am.
So, another question, Ajahn. You talk about seeing Nibbana as a stream enterer. So,
yeah.
Does not attaching to good or bad consider as Nibbana, or
what?
Not attached to either good or bad, like or dislike.
You cannot. Yeah,
Is that considered as seeing Nibbana?
No.
Okay. So.
You are attached to good or bad. Huh? You cannot, you cannot, consider yourself, I'm not attached to good and bad. Yeah?
No, good or bad are like phenomena, right? So if we understand this is just a phenomena and we don't attach to it, that is different, right?
How is it different? Explain it.
You probably won't be affected by whatever phenomena that come up in your consciousness.
Yeah, but you have to understand one thing, you only reach that state, and then only once you reach that state, when you have understood what is good and bad. Have you understood what is good and bad? Not being attached, is just a belief that I'm not attached to good and bad. All what I would need to do, is poke a little bit, into one part, where you still feel sore, and then you would go up in flames, in anger. And then you see, you're still attached to it. Sometimes I do it, I'm a very mean person, and then I can, can poke a little bit until the check in the box comes out, and then the people see they still have a check in the box,
As I understand,
it is, don't think, all meditation is about knowing, If you not know, forget it, If you believe you're something, forget it, negate it instantly, Say, I'm not, Until, this whole card house is falling apart. But of course, if you say, I'm a Sotapanna, I believe I'm a Sotapanna, or even Anagami, because there's no good and bad, I'm not born in this world again, and then you die, and then suddenly, the demons from hell, take you. Hey, I'm not God, I'm an Anagami, We don't know that. You just come to hell, People think, that's what we are trained so, it's so difficult not to think, And especially, if we hear these things, if we hear the Dhamma, it's so difficult not to think, And not to imagine, what are we doing all our life? We think and imagine these things, And then we believe they are true. And the more we believe it, the more truer they become, until somebody comes and shatters our house, and then we see there was nothing. That's what a good Ajahn is for, he points at something and suddenly, oh, really? Oh, I wasn't there. I only believed I was there, I thought I was free of greed. Even Luang Por went through that stage. He thought, one time nothing can touch him, until somebody said a word and something exploded with him, and he said, oh, that couldn't be, there's something wrong with this kind of enlightenment, I was lucky, it didn't last very long, but it was a lesson that I learned, that you can't even trust, even if you have such great experience and nothing touches you for years, and then suddenly comes a wave, and throws you off the shore, and then you're not there. It's nice to have an Ajahn, that actually can point it out, Most people don't have that advantage, They still believe it, until they die, and then suddenly, they realize, well, was a nice belief, Now I have to serve my hell time, A Sotapanna doesn't go to hell, So, if you're on death, you're dragged to hell, then you're not a Sotapanna. Okay? Don't believe these things, they lie constantly to you. If you have not understood what I was talking about the last 2 days, they constantly lie to you and you still believe them, I don't know. What do I know what is happening tomorrow? I don't know. You have to ask the organizers, Oh, why do you ask me? I don't know what is happening tomorrow. Okay?
It's about meditation. Because sometimes I'm using Buddha, but since the Buddha is still there, the breathing also.
That's okay.
So sometimes I notice, because sometimes your Buddha stay there, then suddenly the breathing come up, that become very. I think maybe my focus is choosing the breath, but the Buddha is still there. So then suddenly the thought is coming. So sometimes maybe like layers. I have transparent a lot of layers. You have Buddha, you have breathing, so I don't know which one I should.
Yeah. I mean, either you start up, You start up with Put with breathing in and Do with breathing out. Let them combine until one of them falls away, because it is too difficult, your concentration becoming so well that you can't concentrate on two objects anymore. Then you just stay with whatever remains, be it the Buddha or be it the breath. But the moment you have to think what you have to stay with it, then you are off the track.
Yes.
And then you have to go either back to the Buddha, or you have to go back to the breath, or you have to go back to the Buddha with breathing in and Do with breathing out. I mean, it helps a lot, for people who are new to meditation to use two crutches, to walk. Okay?
Thank you, Bande. Thank you.
The moment you have to think about what to do, you're off the track. And you just pull yourself back. If you have only one object, it is always very, very easy. Okay, Buddha. Okay, breath. Dry throat. It's already over 2 hours again. You can't get enough. So, no more questions? Good. Then we can
I hope this is the last question. This is still relating to harming other beings. If you know an animal, say like a rat, it carries certain disease. So if I kill a rat or I kill a cockroach, will that, I intentionally have to kill, say, a cockroach. So will that be, it means that I break the 5 precepts?
Yeah. It's a being.
No, but even if we know that this being, say for example, it's a cockroach. We know cockroach is...
a cockroach is a being. Even a mosquito is a being. An ant is a being. They all have the same kind of chitta. They all have been humans before. If you don't like them, catch them and then throw them out. That's what monks are doing, We catch the rats, and we put them, 5 kilometers apart, and throw them over a river, and then they have a new field to go, We don't kill them, You don't like cockroaches, I know, Don't use the cockroach motel where they can't come out, because they die in there, Catch them somehow, they like filth, just put a plastic bag with filth and they all go in and then throw them over, so to someplace else, Close to the sea, whatever, Don't kill them, And if you don't like it, if there are too many cockroaches, then find a new house. Or a new place to live,
Sorry, Ajahn. How do we catch mosquitoes and let go?
The thing is, you don't let them in, what we do, what the monks are doing, having a small plastic bag, and catch them, and put them outside. A little plastic bag, it's not, it's as big as that, you open it up, and then cover it, and close it, and then put it outside. What?
If someone tries to harm me, right? I kill him out of self-defense, right? Is it breaking the precept?
Well, if you kill in defense, of course it is breaking the precept.
No, the person tried to harm me.
Even if the person not only tries to harm you, if he tries to kill you, run away,
No, but he forced me with no intention.
Of course it is, it is against the precepts, But it is, it is a very different kind of karma than you intentionally kill somebody, It might not, in some parts it might not lead to hell, but it might lead to a short life in the next life. Yeah? I don't know, karma is, I can only give you, about, a rule of thumb, but I don't know, even arahants don't know, all the influence of karma, yeah? Because you have so many karmas from so many different lives, what kind of karma, actually does it have? It depends on your real intention, it depends on the situation you're in. Yeah? But you will have karma. For 100% sure. Yeah? What you can say is, if it is your wish, if it relieves you of your anger, then go ahead and kill me. Yeah? And if it's your karma, you will be killed. If it's not your karma, you won't be killed. But you can't do that. No, self-defense is also, harming other people. There's no reason, there's no reason, for us to defend ourselves, yeah? Of course we do it, yeah? But the karma is not as strong as we intentionally kill somebody, yeah? But it's still karma. Yeah, everything is karma. Huh? Every action, every word, every thought, creates karma. And it comes back to us. Yeah? Understood? And I know you don't like it, most people don't like it, but we have to accept the truth. We created this game, we created these rules, and we have to adhere to these rules, yeah? Like any game, you remember when most of the people who are young, but the older generation remembers when we were playing as kids, yeah? And we had our games and we created the rules and people had to adhere to the rules, yeah? We made up the rules, and we didn't like if somebody didn't, adhere to the rules that we made up, yeah? So, we all agreed to these rules, yeah? If you remember it or not, we all agree to it, and now we have to live by these rules. Yeah? If it's to our liking or not liking, I can't help it. I have to do the same thing, yeah, as anybody else. Yeah? Understood? More or less, yeah. At least you understood it. You don't have to accept it. Yeah? Okay? Finished? Okay, have a good night, and don't forget, yeah? Huh? Do.